Welcome to This Week in Washington for Friday, September the 14th, 2012. As I'm sure that you already know, Congress returned earlier this week to an agenda of many important items, ranging from appropriations to dealing with the budget crisis that still persists and is expected to cause a great deal of difficulty for all of us in December. It appears, however, that since the election is less than 60 days ahead, little will be done in this session, since Congress wants to return home to campaign for either re-election or to help others be elected to the Congress, the Senate, or the presidency. I took this opportunity, focusing on the elections, earlier this week to send a note to our state delegates, asking them to make sure that they did all that they could in the upcoming elections to inform people running for office about the important work that community and public transportation does in every community. I've also asked them to feel free to share that video with all of their other friends and associates in their state networks. You know, we often hear about lobbying, and we are often concerned about its implications. However, informing people about the value of community transportation in the middle of an election campaign isn't necessarily lobbying. It's really an educational effort, one that we know is very important to the future of community and public transportation. As part of the message, I did attach a link to our website where we have, I think, important resources available that help people tell the truth about what community and public transit means, and I hope that our delegates find that useful. Speaking of the delegates, this was really, I think, a first attempt that I'm going to be doing on a monthly basis to provide a special note to our delegates about issues and concerns which we think are special. And in the looking forward, as you know, since the Supreme Court has approved the Affordable Care Act, and as we look at the implementation of MAP 21, we expect there will be a number of issues that we can use in a monthly information video and follow-up website conversation to gain insight and information from our delegates about our responses to the developing needs to address regulatory issues that will be part of the implementation of both of those strategies. Again, importantly for us, at a time when elections and the political process is so heavily overrun with money, it's very important for us to figure out how we use the individual connections between people, especially our delegates, our members, and all of you, and those who are served by community and transportation, to cut across that financial wall that is being erected between people and their leadership, because it is the individual stories and the individual experiences of those who use community and public transit that is essential for us to get our message out. As we begin to look at the implementation of MAP 21 and to look at the changes in healthcare, I can assure you that these will be very complicated issues for us in the next several months. Since MAP 21 also has to be reauthorized as well as implemented at pretty much the same time, I think you're going to find that we here will take a much more aggressive look at dealing with the regulatory issues and responding to guidances and proposals on implementation, because there's going to be a very tough time frame in which these events are going to take place. In some respects, some of the outcomes of what we face will be determined by this election. And as I said to the delegates in my note earlier this week, it is vitally important that all of us be involved in the political process this year and hopefully we'll have enough numbers in the community transportation family to represent a bipartisan approach to talking to people in this election. We need our members who are Democrats to speak to members of the Democratic Party, and we need our members who are Republicans to speak to members of the Republican Party about the important work that we do, and to remind them that public and community transportation has always been a bipartisan issue, as reflected by the passage of MAP 21. And in addition to that, that community and public transportation has always been a partnership between the federal government, the states, local communities, and our riders. And it's important that we build on that partnership, and I hope that our members around the country will be reminding people of that in the immediate days that are ahead between now and the election. So if you're involved in the political process, I hope you'll keep that in mind, and I hope that you'll be able to tell some of our other members in the weeks and days ahead that telling the truth about our business, being an informed resource about the need for community and public transit, it's not lobbying. It's good sense for us to be following good information in the political process. I'll be seeing all of you shortly at the board meeting up in Michigan. We'll have several interesting and informative issues to discuss with you. As you know, the association has been in a very large and forefront leadership position in addressing the special transportation needs of our veterans, and we're also exploring new and different ways that we think we can help our members be successful in what promises to be a very difficult, trying, and challenging period ahead. In some respects, I know, having talked to people around the country, they feel very uncertain about the times in which we find ourselves, as do we all. I'm afraid that, as President Kennedy once said, and I've used before, it really is become a long twilight struggle for us day in and day out. I know there are difficulties that our members face every day, but we're in this for the long term. And I know that by working together, we're going to make this a very good period for a community and public transit, as long as we're willing to continue to provide help, assistance, and leadership that our members need. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. I hope that you have a good weekend, and stay in touch and let me know if there are some other significant issues that you think we need to put on our agenda. And finally, in the email I sent you with this message is the link to my message to the delegates. I hope you'll have a chance to look at that and feel free to comment on it as well. Thanks, goodbye for now, and again, have a great weekend. Bye.